Welcome everybody to our webinar today, which is tips about how to winterize your body for health. So winter is considered the season of giving. It's the season for your family and your friends and for joy. Winter's also the season of overeating. Many people, it's the season for over drinking. It's the season for overspending, which leads to financial stress. It is a season of emotional ups and downs for many people trying to deal with their family over the holidays. It's a flu season, and it's the sore throat and cold season. It's also the I'm a couch potato because it's cold, raining, snowing, sleeting, yucky outside. So all of this adds up to winter being a season where it's important to actually plan a strategy to help yourself stay healthy. And I just love this little cartoon. Hope he's not contagious. So tips for a healthy winter season. Tip number one, what you eat once a week isn't really the problem. It's what you eat every day that counts. This is really important to remember because we are going to have days of feasting in the winter. There's Thanksgiving, there's the Yule season, with whatever holiday you celebrate, typically you're going to have a nice big meal with your family and friends. There's New Year's Eve. So you may indulge a few times, but unless you're indulging more than a couple of times a week, you should be able to stay steady on the rest of your dietary goals. I think one of the problems that occurs is people slip or they eat too much and they don't feel good, and then they kind of just lose their focus and think they've already blown it, so they should go ahead and continue to blow it for the next 2 months and worry about it in January. And truthfully, that's not really how it is if we just think about it and are thoughtful of what we eat every day. So occasionally we're going to have a meal like this, where there's all kinds of stuff you don't need. And what you want to do is interrupt it with meals like this, where you have lots of anti-inflammatory foods and foods rich in essential fatty acids and micronutrients. Tip number two, include power foods and probiotics in your diet. They're going to help you balance the high levels of toxicity we encounter in today's world. During the winter, we're in recirculated air, often with a whole lot of other people around us as we work or shop. This means that we are exposed to more bugs with less fresh air and oxygen. Toxins build up and lead to the seasonal colds and flu. Adding superfoods and probiotics will help your body to maximize its immune function during the stress of these conditions. Tip number three, move your body. Exercise does not have to be long, hard, or in a gym. If you do have a gym membership, use it. If not, then take a walk whenever you have an extra 10 minutes. It might be around the block, in your yard, up and down your stairs, or at work, or even just going to a mall and shop if you live in an area where it's cold and snowy. All of this will add up to better health. It doesn't take a lot to make a difference. So I like this little graphic. Shoveling snow burns 180 calories every 30 minutes. Ice skating, 210 calories. Tobogganing, over 200. Skiing, I'd say, is a minimum of 180 calories. But just walking in snow burns over 100 calories in 30 minutes. And Christmas shopping burns close to 100 calories in 30 minutes. So just getting active in any way is going to move your body and help you stay healthier. Tip number four, drink enough water. A pint of water is lost every day through breathing in cold weather. Ice cold weather also, we lose more heat, and this changes our respiratory evaporation. It increases it, so we are actually more dehydrated when we breathe. The hormone that triggers a sense of thirst is not as active when we are cold versus when we are warm or hot. And sweating helps to trigger the body's thirst mechanism, but in the cold, we don't sweat as much, so you don't feel as thirsty. When you have lots of layers on, it's harder to know how you're sweating or if you are sweating. And so again, you can become dehydrated because you're warm and your body isn't getting the signals it needs about thirst. So for many people, winter actually increases their risk of dehydration. And for those who use them, electric blankets are extremely dehydrating. I personally recommend no one ever use an electric blanket for many reasons, dehydration being just one of them. So again, most of us are careful in the summer, but we're not as careful in the winter to drink as much. We have drier, heated, recirculated air for people who live in colder climates. We're eating more, which means we need more water to process them. For many people, they are drinking more alcohol, and that's extremely dehydrating. A lot of people don't want to carry a water bottle around in the freezing outdoors because their hands get cold. It's uncomfortable for them. So ways you can get around this is plan to drink more tea or water in the morning. Take an extra 20 minutes and try to drink an extra quart of liquid before you ever start your day. And you'll find you can feel better and have more focus and attention right from the get-go. If you are outside and active, skiing or skating or just walking, take a thermos of warm water and you'll be more likely to want to drink it up because it'll be a relief from the cold. Tip number 5, manage the natural stress of this season. Humans do poorly when they try to manage behavior via denial. We do not like denying things. It makes us want them. That's a human nature. So enjoy holiday meals, enjoy the parties, enjoy your family, even if you have crazy ones. But also remember, you are important and your health is in your hands. So get the sleep you need, even if it means you leave earlier than what other people might think is normal. If someone in your life is toxic to your health, do your best to minimize contact with them. If you tend to overeat, make a point of having a great healthy snack with a superfood before you go out or before you have your meal. If you tend to overdrink, find a sober buddy who will either help you not drink as much or at least get you home safely after the party. So manage your stress in your way. The one way that doesn't work is denying that stress is happening. And stress isn't always a bad thing. I mean, having a family function is innately stressful. There's more people, there's presents, there's food. We typically are making things and giving things, and that's stressful, and that's okay. Just be aware of it so you can manage it. And tip number 5, whoops, that's interesting. And in conclusion, remember who you are. You're not just a daughter or a son or a wife or an employee or a boss. You have no obligation to hurt yourself in order to fulfill someone else's needs. Stay mindful of the joy of good habits. And remember to thank yourself each and every time you make a good choice or a great choice for your health. If you are going to indulge, do it consciously. Decide that you want that pie or dessert or drink, or you want to buy that present, and accept the consequences. It's all okay as long as you stay in charge of your decisions. And the last tip is a little bit of the best superfoods plus enzymes and probiotics can make a big difference. And have a joyful holiday season.